Guys, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Vegas Views. This is Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, no meds. How are you guys today? Not only are we on social media shows, but we are live on TikTok as well. So if you want to hop on there, ask us any questions. We are here to answer all of your questions. Danny, how was your week?
My week was great, Dawn. And listen, this no meds thing is really taking off.
I know.
It's taking off.
Yeah.
I put a video out yesterday on TikTok just to, put our show out there, say, hey, tune in today.
Yeah.
We had 15,000 views just on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked that we got, on a commercial, we got 15,000 views.
And my 71-year-old aunt that said, I'm a little confused. I understand the premise of the show, and it's very good, and I like that you help people and talk about crime. But what does no meds mean? It's okay. Don't worry. What no meds means is Danny and I are a little bit out of control. No meds. We don't believe in them. Nothing's calming us down.
Basically, I have a mental illness that's not treated.
And I'm a
That's basically what it is. It's not treated.
And I'm a psychologist. So it's supposed to be helping him, but his energy was just, there's no hope.
There's no hope. Listen, I've had ADHD my whole life, never took anything.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good.
love that. We talked about that, guys. ADHD, never doing anything for it. That's not dulling your light. We're going to have a bunch of teens out there like, Mom, I'm not taking my medicine.
Yeah, I know. And
I want to be like Danny.
Totally out of control. But my TikTok was good this week.
Good.
I think you saw some of my videos.
Oh my God. You had some funny stuff. Proposals.
Listen, I had a marriage proposal today.
Awesome.
Not today, yesterday on TikTok. And then I was asked to be on OnlyFans.
Yes. Okay, so just so you guys know, before the show, our producer was like, "Yeah, Danny, that's funny. That should be OnlyFans." And I was like, that's so weird that she's just saying this so casually. I'm like, Maria, you know what OnlyFans is? Oh, no, what's that? I told her. She's like, oh, my God, Danny. Like, yeah, we're going to sell his feet. OnlyFans.
Do you think I could?
100. I've never seen your feet. I really have never seen
They're
your
not bad feet. No, I mean, I sat in an office my whole life. It's not like I work. Look at my hands, you know?
Regular pedicures?
No, I don't.
No, you can't be.
No, I don't.
I'm not kidding.
I never did that.
OnlyFans girls work hard on their feet. They're like up in the sand, always pedicured. They're like take the shit on vacation to sell them. Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I want to thank my followers because it does make it fun. I mean, it makes it fun when they're out there saying this stuff. And like I said, I told them, OnlyFans, do they have a grandpa's OnlyFans? I'm going to be 55 in 3 months. I said, I don't think you ladies want to see that.
Danny, you're good looking. They like you. I'm not kidding. Some ladies like
Listen, it's a filter. I'm telling you, it's a filter.
It's not. He looks like this. So do I. No, are we going to be filtered?
I hope so.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm just kidding, guys. No, but I have to tell you, you have the absolute coolest fans because I see all of your content. I have to. Every day I'm like, what's going on with Danny? And I got to see what's going on and keep up with my crime and everything else. But some of your messages are hysterical. I see underneath and I'm like, oh my God, they love him.
Right.
You guys are like the absolute coolest fans anyone could ever have. I have some cool fans, but you guys are like the coolest. So nice.
But I have haters. Too.
Oh, your haters. Oh, your haters are hysterical.
And my followers will go after them. Like when my haters come, my followers, I don't even have to say anything. My followers go after them.
That's true love.
I mean, it is totally true. But listen, you're going to have haters.
Yeah,
and I have a ton of them. I mean, a ton of them. What do you yell? This guy's obnoxious. This guy's arrogant. And then I say to them, why are you following me?
Yeah.
And then my followers laugh because I call them out.
Yeah.
You hate me so much, but you're following me.
Yeah, and all it takes is like one swipe away, but they can't. They get stuck. You know what it is? Because you're like, guys, and they're like, what does he got to say now?
Yeah.
It's always something, though. You really keep up on current events. I don't watch the news anymore because of you.
Right.
I don't. And I'm like, what's going on in the world? He's the first to know. Sometimes, this is what I'll do. I'll be like, yo, this story is crazy. I'll see it like on Facebook, or I'm a big Insta person, and I got to get this to Danny. And I'll send it to him, and 2 seconds later, he's like, oh, it's already up. And I'm like, oh. Okay, and he's already got the story. So this is where I get all of my news. Everywhere is on TikTok through you.
And you know what? I think people are doing that more. They're going to social media for news.
Absolutely.
And I said this before. It's because we don't trust the major news stations anymore.
Right.
Nobody does. Nobody trusts CNN. Nobody trusts Fox. No, it's all they have an agenda out there.
Absolutely.
So people realize that this is just an agenda. They're not really telling us what's true. So people go to people like me, other people.
Absolutely.
And I do it. I don't know if you do. I do everything online.
Everything. Even if I'm looking to purchase something or buy something, I go, what are the TikTok? They're not going to lie to me.
Right.
I mean, because you'll get consensus says if 10 of them are in a row saying this product's great, the product's usually great. And and you got those people, 5 of them say it sucks.
Right.
You know? Yeah,
And
I go to TikTok for everything.
And you know what was funny the other day? I looked, CNN had, and I'm just picking on CNN because I heard this. They had like 670,000 views the other night.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I didn't even get 1 million views.
Yeah.
And I looked, and I had 500,000 views just that day, and I thought to myself, I have as many views as CNN.
Yeah.
So people are done with that. They really are. They're done with it. They're
And
going to social media.
And they're also not wanting to see a guy in a suit and tie and speak appropriately. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you don't speak appropriately, but the shit sometimes you say, Danny. I'm like, how does he still have viewers? He'll be like, guess what happened? And then it's like almost hard to, and you're like, okay, here it goes. But I see it. I go to you but rather than CNN. I feel like I'm getting more of the truth.
There's a lot of true crimers out there. They'll have like that microphone. Well, and they'll explain everything and have the microphone. I'm there, wait till you see this. You ain't gonna believe this, right? I'm never gonna be that person. You know what I mean? And it might cost me some followers. It may, because there's some people that are like, oh my God, I gotta turn the volume
But
down.
how many more followers do you get the second someone gets stuck on you? Because I even know with myself, I'll be like, oh shit. And he's on another one. I'm on at the gym on the treadmill like the whole time. My walk is like done, the thing is beeping. I'm like, wait, Danny's not done. It gets addicting to watch you because you have good content. You're talking about real life stuff and also ultimately how to help people.
Yeah, and I explain it. Like a lot of true creators out there, they don't explain it.
Yeah.
They tell the news, but I explain why it happened.
Yeah.
Because I have that inside source, because I was a cop all them years.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I tell why the cops did this, why the district attorney did this. I was in court hundreds, thousands of times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know this.
And the cool thing is, guys, when he tells a story, check it out and like text him or however you guys get in touch with him and be like, Danny, what's the end result? He's always right. If he says something, he calls that shit. I could say shit, right? Am I going to get us canceled?
No, TikTok, you can say anything you want.
Oh, no, our social media shows.
Yeah.
I can't. The owner of social media shows is going to be sitting there like, you can't be personally sorry. I thought we were just doing TikTok. Okay, I'm good. Our producer's like, keep going. All right, we got it.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But I think social media it's the new thing, and TikTok's even getting like, they're really expanding. They really are. Now you're going to be able to put your podcast on there. They're trying everything. You could shop on there now. They have TikTok Shop. I mean, TikTok is, to me, it's the best app out there. It's not even close.
I agree. The type of platform that it is fantastic. I'm a talent agent. So for new up-and-coming talent and people to just put out their talents and sing and dance and model and act and put their reels up and stuff, it is a fantastic platform for you to just stop and to be able to see talented people.
Yes.
Like, it would take you probably 35 to 40 auditions to physically get in front of someone and do this before someone picks you up and said, this guy's actually amazing. There's something about him. You just started on your own and people started realizing it on their own. So what a wonderful platform.
It's
crazy.
crazy.
We haven't had this. No. This is new to our generation.
Don, I look at this. People out there all over this world have great talents, but they're never found.
Ever.
Now this gives everybody, ordinary people, a camera to make themselves something. Go out there. Show your talent. I don't care if you're a carpenter. You can do anything on TikTok. Believe me, if you have some kind of talent, people will watch you.
And don't be afraid, guys. That's the thing. It's almost like I watch TikTok sometimes, and I'm telling you, the minute I see a person full of fear, I'm like, yeah. Show me someone confident that can teach me something or give me something or let me know. And I'm like, that's it. It's addicting. Yep.
And like Dawn said, it's so crazy. Like, if I tried to get some kind of TV show or something, it would take me years. I have to audition and this and that. I'm on TikTok about 1.5 years. And I've been contacted by at least 15 different companies, right?
15 different companies. He's been on 2020. I mean, everybody, he's a local here, a celebrity. He's TikTok famous. Yeah, and that was with 0 auditions to do it. Yes. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing in our business.
It's so funny because, honest to God, the one time I didn't even know I was going to be on Dateline, people started calling me, you're on Dateline. I'm like, I'm on Dateline?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know I was on Dateline. They had my whole TikTok on Dateline. I was thinking, oh my... Usually they ask you before they do it. Yeah. Like, they don't have to ask you because it's public. They really don't.
They should, though. In the business, you should ask someone for at least some sort of a copyright or legal... Yeah.
2020 called me. When I was on 2020, they called me. They made me sign a form, this and that. Yeah. And then there's out in Britain, in the UK, there's a company called Brute.
Yes, you told me they picked you up. Yeah,
they called me right away. They said, "Hey, we want to use your TikToks," and I had to sign a form. But Dateline, I was just on there. I was like, what the heck?
And Dateline's cool, actually. Dateline's one of my favorites too, because I feel like they're real. They're legit. They're like, if this
that's
is
a show I would want to be on.
A Dateline?
Yeah. Like a Dateline show, something like that.
Yes. Ready for Dateline. You other guys are going to have to wait your turn. He's going Dateline.
But,
I'm in with you, though.
When I think about the way I present everything, would a news company actually want me?
No.
They'd be like,
no, they don't want you. I'm sorry. The producers are just dropping F-bombs again. No, they would not want you, Danny. They would be like, okay, first of all, who let the guy in the building? Security, you're all fired. You let this guy come in here and scream at us. The world's not ready for you like that. The public is ready for you. The government's not ready for you. So if we ever went Danny for president and you made it, I think they would love you. The government would be like, what is going on? Oh, this is what's going on with America? Really? But you know what? We would fix our division in the country. We would fix so much with you.
That's right.
Crimes would go down.
Crime would go down.
Like, yeah, I know what's going on here. Danny for president.
I told you that last week. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. The ex-wife will come out there.
He's scared of the exes.
Who knows? You run for government now, any office, they're coming. Who would do it? I would never run for office now. You got to be crazy.
No.
I mean, basically, you run for office now, you get your life ruined. Yeah. I mean, your life's ruined. They're calling you this, they're calling you that. They're going back to your childhood in kindergarten. You did this in kindergarten. I mean,
I seriously would have like security outside the skeletons in my closet. Like you guys have to stay right where you're at.
Like I would never want to be a politician.
No way.
No way would I want to be a politician.
But if I was, I'd be great.
I would too. I would too. I would, because I would be out there, like walking the neighborhood, talking to people. I would be out there. I wouldn't be sitting in my office, pretending I'm somebody. I would be out there because I serve the public. I would be out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how I would be. But, most politicians, they're just, here's the thing. Now that you're on this, you're going to get me on this. Okay?
I did it on
How do these politicians become millionaires, folks? How? That fires me up. They're millionaires. They make $100,000 a year and somehow they become millionaires. How does that happen? Are you a millionaire? I made $100,000 a year. I'm not a millionaire. I don't know how they become millionaires from that. Like, I mean, let's be honest. I know how they do. We all know.
I'm sitting here crying.
I know, but we
Kanye and me.
We all know how they became millionaires. We all know it. It's such a scam. You become, and here, they won't leave the job. Okay, did you see the other day, we have a 90-year-old congresswoman that didn't even know how to say I. One of her people had to come and say I. I swear, it was on the news. They won't retire. They wheel her in a wheelchair. Okay? All of us can't wait to retire. We become 62 and we're like, we're out of here. We're out of here. But these politicians, they'll stay till they're 105 because they become millionaires and it's really not a job.
Yeah.
We made them millionaires. That should have never happened, and that's the problem with our country.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I am not getting canceled this season, Danny. I said it no matter what. I'm not getting
canceled. I already know, even if I make it, I'll be canceled.
Oh, yeah. 6 months to a year. No.
Because I can't stop myself. Like, that irritates me because I know how they came up with their money. It irritates the hell out of me. Sorry.
Yeah. Guys, we're taking a 5-minute. We're going to come right back. We have some commercial break real quick. We're coming back on a serious note with our guest for today. Her name is Mary. She's going to tell us a story. Pretty interesting. It's crime, so you guys will be all up on it. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back to Vegas Views, guys. Don Sullivan, Danny Miner, no meds, we mean it. Seriously, you are really not on any medication today, are you?
None.
No, I'm not on any medication.
Well, maybe
I should be on medication.
Maybe
We're not.
gummies. No, I'm just kidding.
No, do you smoke weed or eat gummies?
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
You just said that like such an old person. Though.
I do weed.
I do weed. That's so funny. You gotta say it like the young kids. I smoke, or I don't know. How else would you say it? Like I get high. You can say, I do weed. Oh my god.
Listen, and it's good too. I like it.
So let me ask you: you are a sativa or an India?
Indica.
Indica.
Yeah.
Indica's you're weed.
You want to go to sleep?
You're sleepy weed?
Yeah.
Get at it. This is sleepy weed?
Yeah. I'm not. I only do it at night.
Oh, does it actually make you sleepy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it does.
Oh yeah.
So you would say maybe weed is good for ADHD?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it slowing down
Yes.
the brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it true for people with ADHD, if you take a stimulant, it calms you down? So for instance, like you have, I think the girl coming on with us today, Mary,
Okay.
she once told me she had ADHD.
I do.
Maybe she does. Okay,
Oh, we
maybe
just
she
heard
can
from the
help-
background.
Yeah, we just heard. Maybe she can help us out. Okay, but for you, so if you take a stimulant, like let's say you drink 2 cups of coffee, are you?
I drink a pot of coffee every day. That's an ADHD thing too. We get addicted to things and we do the same thing every day. We eat the same foods too every day.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What do you
Now,
eat
not
every
everybody
day?
that has it that bad, but I.
Guys, you need to start giving us some questions because these are things you probably did not know about Danny because I didn't know he eats the same thing every day.
Well, we don't eat the same thing, but we'll get on like a kick, you know. Say you're eating pizza. You're eating pizza 4 or 5 times a week then because you got on that
For
kick.
how long of a span?
For a long time, you start eating the same things. I'm telling you, it's ADHD. We get addicted to things.
That is so weird. I mean, I have an addictive personality as
Right.
well, but to eat the same thing?
I eat almost the same thing every day.
Okay, question.
Like if I go to a
When-
restaurant, I eat the same thing at any restaurant.
When do you flip it? Like, when are you like, okay, I'm done with my...
I don't know.
binge?
And it just, I'm crazy. So who knows when it switches, I'll go to something else. You know what I mean?
Well, who knows?
I have an addicted personality.
So anything you like,
Anything I like, I am doing it 24/7. I mean,
go hard or go home.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's the good thing is I never became an addict. A lot of people with ADHD become addicts. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I stayed away from all that, other than the weed. But
That's not even like that. Like, you really can't even get addicted to weed, right?
No,
you
you
can't.
can't.
I don't
You
even
can't.
think that's an addictive. There's
No.
nothing in it. to
the
me.
government totally lied to us about that. That's a BS lie.
Yeah.
Alcohol is 300 times worse.
Absolutely.
And the
Absolutely.
government totally lied to us. And you know what kills me? There's people in jail for it. It makes me sick.
Still till this
It
day.
makes me sick,
As
yes.
you're walking down Las Vegas Boulevard getting ready to play your poker,
Yeah.
getting high on
Yeah.
smoking the weed, or however you refer to it. What did you say?
I do weed.
I do. When you're walking on Las Vegas Boulevard doing your weed, there's people in prison. Hardcore time for that. That is wild to me.
But I mean,
Absolutely
people that
wild.
don't live in Vegas, you know, you can get it delivered to your house.
Yeah.
There's drive-thrus. I laugh at this because there's people that went to jail for life for this.
Yeah.
For
And
life.
we're old school. Do you remember when we were young and it was like so on the low, like I'm going to meet the weed guy?
Yeah.
And it would be like a down low, like,
Yes.
oh my God, if you got caught, like driving in the car, you're like hiding the shit in the car. Now it's like, yo, what's up, officer? You good? You know, like,
Yes.
and you're, yeah.
I still hide it in the trunk. I'm
No,
still
you
like,
don't.
yes,
No, you don't.
yes, I do. I'm
Oh
still
my
like,
God,
I still
you
have that, you know. So I hide it in the trunk.
You gotta get with the times, hide it in the trunk. That is just wild.
But honestly, I make jokes about ADHD, but it is a burden that people that have it. It really is. Because
Really?
I forget everything too. Like I have to like mark things down because I forget everything. I forget my keys, I forget my phone, I forget like more than the ordinary person.
Okay, because I was just gonna say I do that a little bit, a couple of times a week. I'm
Right.
on my phone doing something, and I'm like, "Where is it?" And everyone around me is like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "All I need is my phone," and they're like, "Yeah, you're on it right now, doing something, you know, and you're distracted." And I'm like, "Okay." So I do little things like that, but I don't have to write things down. I
Yeah.
remember.
No,
like,
I forget everything.
No, you forget.
Everything.
Okay, so you eat the same foods. What foods do you eat? What, like right now, what binge kick are you on?
I'll eat sandwiches. Pancakes is always my thing. I eat pancakes.
I love pancakes.
I eat
I'm
pancakes 24/7.
I'm a pancake person.
Yeah, I mean ADHD. I mean it's real. Like a lot of people, like when we were growing up, people were like, they're just bad kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ADHD is real, and believe it or not, TikTok taught me that there's other people out there like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honest to God, they have. They taught me that. Hey, you're not so weird. There's other people out there that do that, and you know, it's just. You're just never calm. You're just always thinking. Like me just telling you that story, I thought of 50 other things while I'm talking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how
But
my
now-
mind works.
But now, physically, are there physical medical problems for it? Like, do you have a racy heart? Do you have a heart murmur? Like,
No. I don't
your
think so.
brain is just quicker than everybody else's.
Yeah.
I love that. That's why you're able to get so much out so quickly. Because I wonder sometimes, like, one, you talk fast, which is cool because you keep up with me because I'm
Right.
from New York. So everybody in New York, we're just a lot quicker than everybody else.
Right.
So it's cool here. But sometimes the content you come up with, rapid fire.
Right.
I'm like, what does he have it on, like, backload? But this happened 13 seconds ago and Danny's already on it. Everything's fast.
Well, that's the thing that with ADHD, I could do one video. I don't have to do 10. Like, I do one take. I don't have to say, that stinks, and do another one. And that.
Because you don't give a shit. You're
Right.
putting that shit up. It's
Yeah.
got to go for the next.
Yes.
Oh
and when
my
I have an
God.
idea, I have to immediately do it. Like, immediately. Like, I have to stop the car to do it.
Okay, I'm so glad that I'm anxiety and not ADHD because that would give me a stroke.
Right.
Me, because of the anxiety, which I'm fine, no meds. Like quick speed,
Yeah.
I stay on a fast speed, but that much in the brain, I'd be like, okay, I need to like do some yoga. I've got to get some namaste here. Do you ever get a time when your brain is like just relax? Oh, when
Never.
you smoke.
Yeah. Well, I don't smoke. I just gummies.
Oh, gummies. You
Yeah.
don't smoke. Okay,
just
don't
gummies.
smoke, just gummies.
Yeah.
And then, are you creative still?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually play poker better. I do. Because I'm more
Really?
relaxed. Because I'm always like excited. And I know people could see that with me because I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Yeah.
So I have to really calm that down when I play poker.
Yeah.
Because people could notice me. Whatever's bothering me, you could see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to really calm down when I'm playing poker.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough.
I
being
can't,
me.
now that I think about it, I know we were just joking, myself and our production manager, she was like, yeah, let's go, we'll visit Danny in the casino. I can't imagine walking up there, seeing you straight-faced,
No,
and
you-
playing a thing of poker. I'd be like, who is that guy? I know him. Scream, Danny, tell them, I know what he says. Like, do something.
Right. And you know what? There is times, like, I'll sit at that poker table and I'll just be totally quiet.
No.
I swear, I could do
Is
it.
your brain going nuts inside, though?
A little bit, yeah. And my girlfriend always says to me, you have ADHD, you can't sit still. She goes, but then you do boring things like poker. She said, it's boring poker. You're sitting there waiting for it.
Poker is
And then fishing.
the most fun thing on the planet.
I agree.
Is poker. Poker is the most fun.
My girlfriend's like, and then you'll fish for 8 hours. How do you do that?
No, see that? At like a thing in there waiting for a fish to bite and then reel the shit in.
I could do it all
And then
day.
me,
I could do it for 12 hours. I could do it all day.
And you're quiet.
And
Are
I'm
you
quiet.
like screaming at the fish? Or are you like...
No, I have a couple kayaks. I go out in Lake Mead with my kayak and I fish. I have like rod holders for my kayak.
That is so insane for me, Danny, that you really know like the guts of Lake Mead because you did that entire story, the Bodies and Barrels, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you're still out there.
Yeah.
Are you feeling like the fish, you don't know what you're going to pick up?
You know,
that just freaks me out.
We had 2 people drown out there this week.
No way.
Yeah. 2 people this past weekend. The wind picked up and they got knocked off the boat. 2 people drowned at Lake Mead. All I can say is wear your life vest out there. Have you ever been out there?
Oh, yeah.
When that wind picks up, that's an ocean. It really is. It's like an ocean, and people don't realize we had 2 people drown this week.
Okay, so in my head, let me be honest with you. I'm picturing myself. I've been out to Lake Mead a ton of times. I love the Lake Las Vegas area too. That's all.
Oh, I love that.
That is so beautiful out there, and the gaming out there is so good. They don't have the actual casino anymore, but they have that place that has the video.
Oh yes, I know what you mean.
That if you ever get bored and want to play video poker,
That's
those machines are the loosest, loosey gooseys.
I go to that Mexican restaurant there.
Yeah,
Love that
I love
place.
that place.
We eat there all the time. We love it there. Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Okay, so Lake Mead. So I'm on a boat. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, if I were to fall off the boat, I understand the same concepts as the ocean, but it's not. It doesn't have that same current.
Right.
How are they drowning?
I think what happens is they get away from the boat. So you fall off the boat and then the boat goes away and they can't get back to the boat and they don't have a life vest on. That
They're
lake,
literally getting like...
Yes. That's why Lake Mead stopped. Last year they stopped. You cannot have a raft on there anymore or anything. Kids were being taken out that lake. Like the wind picks up like that. When the wind picks up, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. I mean,
you can do.
No, I've been on the kayak out there in Lake Mead, like 4 miles from my car. I go out far when I go out my kayak, right? And it started getting windy.
And are you?
I was like scared to death.
Are you buckled into this kayak, or no? You give yourself the flexibility that.
Yeah, you're not buckled in. No.
Thank God. Because if you flip.
And I was just, what I do is I try to get close to the shore, so if I fall off, I have a chance to get to the shore.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? So I kayak by the shoreline in case I fall off. I got an opportunity to get to the shore. You know? But it's so dangerous there. It's so I say everybody should have to wear their life vest. I really do.
And are there a lot of regulations at Lake Mead? I don't know this. Are there a lot of regulations?
Yeah, they're pretty strict about things, but I mean it's packed. I mean every weekend
I know.
It's packed.
This is the only place we can really go with boats and
Yes.
stuff like this. So everybody's there.
Yeah.
I see it all the time on my social media. Friends of mine, this and that. And my thought is like, I'm not putting a bad staple on Lake Mead or anything. That shit is nasty. There are bodies floating up every couple of years. There's some barrels, and I see like kids playing, and I'm like, oh my god, girl, you in Texas, and you're letting a kid play in that water? Like,
do you think that? And just now that you brought it up, that body in the barrel in Lake Mead, that was mafia.
100%.
I mean, it was mafia 100%.
When I heard that, and everybody was like, they're on the news, and like, oh, well, it very well could be. It could be nothing but the mafia.
Right.
Then he's in 70s clothes. I already pictured how the hit went.
Yes.
It was like someone's brother-in-law that really wasn't a made man. They just clipped him real quick because they needed, you know, like, he needs to be done.
I got the inside scoop on this, you know, right?
Okay.
Because, and a lot of people don't know, but we got a reality show. I filmed a reality show over this. It wasn't picked up yet.
Yeah.
It's been a year, so I'm not expecting it to get picked up. But I did film a reality show. So what they thought who the guy in the barrel was, there was a guy that ran Echo Bay. Do you know where Echo Bay is? Echo Bay used to have a hotel out there. It's now, you know, demolished basically. It's junk now. But that used to be an up-and-coming hotel. Rumor was that the mafia ran that hotel out there.
And so Echo Bay was never open then?
Yes.
It was an up and coming, but it was never...
No, it was a hotel right there.
It was up and running.
Oh, yes. Like stars went out there, everybody went out there. And Echo Bay is so far out, it's about 30 miles outside the city in the desert. So they said the mafia liked it out there because they didn't think the cops would come all the way out there to surveillance them of what they were doing out there. So the rumor, the guy in the body of the barrel is the manager of that restaurant. That's how we're not 100% sure, but I did investigate this a little bit for the reality show.
Yeah. And he's right. There's nothing that he says when it comes to crime that's not right. He's not been proven wrong yet. So yeah, but that's insane.
But basically, the owner of the Echo Bay, the manager of Echo Bay's hotel and restaurant out there, he was going to sell his boat. He was going to Circus to sell his boat. Got a call from somebody. He was going to meet them at Circus. Never seen again in his car at Circus.
Must have drowned.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm thinking it's that guy in the body in the barrel. I really am. Because you think about it, I mean, And they said he had mob ties, this and
Yeah.
that. So
Now, no females were. They were all the guys that were just found. Of all the bodies in the barrels were all men.
they were men.
And they were
yes.
dressed in 70s to 80s clothes,
Yes,
correct? In
yes.
a heyday of dropping bodies.
Yes.
Because that's what it was. You get rid of a body back then, you're just dropping the body.
And I think like 5 or 6 bodies were found in Lake Mead.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
But, a couple of them were drowning.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because, God, I hate to be morbid, but when somebody drowns, okay, they sink. Okay, of course they sink. But 4 or 5 days later, then they pop back up. But a lot of these bodies were caught on something below, and they couldn't get back up. Like a lot of them were like stuck on the bottom, got caught on a rock. But most of the time, after 5, 6 days, the body will rise.
Okay.
And that's just a police thing that I know. You know what I mean?
And the only way to really detect a body in the barrel is to go down and search,
Yes.
or to let them dry up like they did.
Yes.
Okay. So Lake Mead drying up really is
But now
kind
the
of
water
like
has went up big time.
Yeah.
I mean, the water probably went up 20-some feet. It's very noticeable. So
Yeah.
it's back. Lake Mead's back. It really is. It's
We
not,
didn't
it's
have
good.
much rain, so how did we explain that? That came from California.
From Colorado.
From Colorado.
Yeah,
Okay.
it snowed, a big snow in Colorado, and then the Colorado
That's
River
awesome.
feeds
Okay,
that. So
yeah,
our lake
yeah.
is going up, which is great.
Yes.
I mean,
because we were droughty to the
Yes.
point where like, all right, we know if we're seeing the bodies, we don't even have any water left.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do?
I mean, Lake Mead's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw me. I took that boat out
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
day. We went to the Hoover Dam. You can go to
Yeah.
the Hoover Dam on a boat. It's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah.
So I recommend Lake Mead. I should sell for them.
This is not a paid partnership. Danny recommends Lake Mead. I'm more of like a scaredy cat. I'm not as insane as he is. I will go. I'll go on a boat. I'm cool. That's fine. But I am not dipping a toe. No shot. Just the shit that's in the water. Like, come on. It's like everyone organs and shit. Like, I don't want to dip my toe in someone's lung. Like, it's so weird. No.
But think about this. Think of everything's in the ocean, and we go in that ocean. There's things
You
like
go in that ocean.
You don't go in?
Unless it's blue and sand and I can see the fish and people want to make friends. I'm not going in oceans. New York City, when I go back there and it's summertime, no, that shit is green and mossy and gross, and it's a toilet.
The East Coast beach.
Disgusting. Gross. Especially Gilgo. That is, they say it's one of the nicer beaches on Long Island where the serial killer came.
Serial killer.
Disgusting. It's rocky. It's gross. It's sin. And people in New York are like, Dawn, you're from there. Yeah, I'm repping New York City, but not the beaches on Long Island. They're so disgusting.
Yeah. The only thing I miss from the East Coast, like New Jersey, the boardwalks and everything, walking the boardwalks.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have that in California.
No.
You know what I mean? That's what was cool in the East Coast.
Yeah.
I love that. That
Can
was
I
fun.
tell you something real quick? You mentioned something to me last week. I brought up the Gilgo Beach killer, and then you said something right about Atlantic City. They're starting to think and put it together now that there are some prostitutes, because it was all sex workers, prostitution, and those were all the victims. So they have him on 4, and his wife spoke out on the news last night.
Right.
She divorced him. She's totally cleared.
Right.
Weird thing, on every single one of their bodies, the DNA of the wife was on them.
Really?
Well, I think everybody thinks that he brought them to the home, and the wife was in Iceland at the time of every single murder. She was out of the country, so there's nothing to do, but her DNA was all on the bodies.
Oh my God.
And his wasn't. Even their children's DNA were on these dead bodies. So ironic. These are the strangest things. But anyway, I remember when you mentioned DC, Atlantic City, they're saying now there was like 14 dead prostitutes in Atlantic City.
Yes.
They may link him to him. This guy was just an architect from Manhattan.
And you know what? If you think about this, right? Everybody went to Atlantic City. So it would make sense
yeah.
of him going to Atlantic City.
Absolutely.
He probably told his wife, I'm going on a business trip, I'm this, I'm that. Went over to Atlantic City. Everybody on the East Coast goes to Atlantic City.
I'm
Everybody.
assuming he was also a gambler, because he was in Atlantic City,
Vegas.
had a timeshare here in Vegas, had a home near his brother, I think in South Virginia, whatever, someplace in Virginia. Had a home there as well, but he seemed like a gambler where he would be there. And normally where there's gambling, there's prostitution.
Yeah.
Or at least here. I mean, I know it's not legal right here in Las Vegas, but they're starting to do some investigations that any sex workers here in Las Vegas that are missing and still haven't recovered, they're going to go back and take a look now and see, was he here? Was he staying at his timeshare?
Yep.
And stuff like that.
And a lot of people say, I've heard people say, well, he's going to jail for life anyway. Why do these other murders? Because families need clearing, right? I agree with you, but a lot of people say that.
Yeah. Do you know how many people are on this right now? Like, wow, they have an answer. This
Right.
is 10, 15-year-olds.
A family
like,
needs answers.
They need answers.
Right. You can give him 15 lives. He's still doing life, but it's
Yeah.
for the family.
Right.
That's what it's for.
And to know that he's just going to sit there, no matter what,
Right.
he's still not going to get what he deserves.
No.
Nothing that ever happens to him in that jail is going to be remotely close to what he's done to these girls. He is the sickest, most disgusting individual. What do they call him, an ogre? He looks like a freaking
Yes.
ogre, this guy. It's just he's just the lowest form of life and so gross.
And if you look at him, he looks like a guy that would do that.
He does.
He looks like a guy that would do
He
that,
does.
without a doubt.
Yeah, now they're linking him to some phone calls after one of the one young ladies were murdered. He called a 16-year-old sister of a dead girl saying how you should have seen your sister's face when this was happening
I
to
heard
her.
that.
You're like, how do you do this? You want to be a sick fuck. Want to be a sick fuck and do this stuff? We're getting the 1 minute here. Okay, guys.
We got to cut.
Real quick, we're gonna cut it. We gotta get our guest here too, guys. We're going on a commercial break. We'll be right back with Mary. Mary has ADHD, so I've got to ask her before
Not
we
both
even
of us.
start. Yeah, because I really want to pick their brains on this one, guys. We'll be right back. Thank you so much again for tuning in. So excited to be here with you guys on TikTok. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, Nomads.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his semi?
She's gone. Someone took her. Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Guys, welcome back. Vegas Views, Don Sullivan, Danny Miner. We have our guest here today. Her name is Mary. Mary, can you please tell them your first and last name?
Hi, my name is Mary Kauffman. I live here in Vegas, but I'm originally from Michigan.
Okay, Michigan and Vegas in the house. Okay, guys. So today Mary's going to tell us a little bit about a story. With this, what happened is Mary came to me and she said, you know, I know you do the crime thing. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I love it. I have a story to tell you. And I was like, okay. And we didn't really get too much into the story because I said I never want Danny or myself to hear the story prior to the show because we like a natural reaction. But she did kind of tell me a little bit what it was about. I have not told you a little bit about what it was about. And I did a little tiny bit of research. So we don't really know. So we're very new to this. So bust it down for us. What's going on, Mary?
Okay, so this is actually a story from the 70s. So it was before I was born, but I do have lots of cousins who lived in Oakland County during this time. It's regarding...
Where's Oakland County?
Oakland County, it's a suburb of Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, and
okay,
like Michigan, we always point with our hands because it's shaped like a hand. It's like around this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during this time, it's usually Oakland County. It's an area called Birmingham, Royal Oak. It's those types of cities. It's a suburb of Detroit. It's assumed to be very, very safe. It's a very sort of safe, somewhat affluent suburb of Detroit. So in the 70s, there were a series of murders. I'm going to get into the suspects later, but it was 4 children who were basically taken off the street and were unfortunately murdered. And so that's what we're talking about today. And I'm not going to go into the gritty details of it out of the respect of the families. And I know that you really don't like hearing about children getting hurt. And I don't think anyone does, to be
I love
honest.
that you respect that. Mary knows that about me. Listen, I'll listen to any murder. I'm down to hear any gritty details or whatever. But when it comes to children, I'm a little bit sensitive hearing some details. So I do appreciate your respect.
Yeah, and my cousin actually did go to high school with the younger sister of one of the girls who was killed. So I did talk to her about that right before. It was a situation where it was just unprecedented during this time. So when you guys, I know you guys talked about being old earlier. I'm not going to say, but you probably walked to school and it was pretty.
Oh yeah.
Pretty safe. You didn't have your parents sort of hanging over you or anything like that.
No.
So
they didn't know where I was until
came home.
You came home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during this time, it was even kids were parents were walking their kids to school, and I know lots of parents do that now. But in the 70s and stuff, it'd just be okay, go home and don't come back until after school.
Do you remember? This is the funny thing. I saw a TikTok on this. Not to get off topic, but do you remember when we were younger? It was it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember that shit? They used to have to remind parents.
Yes.
You have kids. Go check. It's 10 o'clock. They're not in their beds. I swear.
Yeah,
I swear
that's
young
the
people.
truth.
Yeah. They would be it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? A happy reminder. That's so wild now. If you don't know where your kids are, that's bad parenting at this point. Not judging. Just say it.
They said boomers were bad parents.
Oh my God.
They just said, there's the door. See you at 10 o'clock when you get home.
Or if they're mad at you, it's just go to your room. They don't know now. It's are they okay? Do they need therapy? They slam the door.
I totally agree with you.
And I know I grew up in the 90s, but it wasn't oh, please go outside and don't come home. It was very much, but they still didn't want me at home. So they put me in camp and stuff to make sure that I actually was doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I digress. But yeah, it was a really weird time. It was during February of 1976, and the last one was in March of 1977, and this is in Michigan, and they noticed it was particularly when it was snowing, when these kids would be abducted. So I think it was either because, they knew that people, might, wear, they might not be seen, or, so I think, and also when I was looking at the map, when I was, doing some research, they actually did have, an interactive map to see, where they were found and where they were taken, and I actually, I don't live that far from some of these places, so when I think about it, I was wow, that was my grocery store, and I didn't realize that that was where a child was last seen before they were taken.
Did you almost get a sense, Mary? I know this is decades before you were born, but did you get a sense that could have been me? That's my grocery store. In the snow, you could have been cute little Mary bundled up, and somebody could have done it. Did you have that sense?
Actually, I do have an irrelevant story about that where I think there was an incident when I was 13 where I think that if my dad wasn't around the corner, I was about to be taken.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There was a situation where I was in my school uniform because I went to a private school and I was sort of in, I think we were at the dry cleaners or someplace like that, but I was sort of in the back area and this old man comes out and I'm sorry, this is so eerie to talk about. He looks at me, he goes, oh, what's this pretty girl doing back here? And then my dad was in the car and he turned on the car and I get in the car and just the look that he gave my dad, I was just like, oh, okay, I think he was planning something. That wasn't,
I think, Mary, it's so wild to say, but almost every female that I talk to in any age group, from my age group down to the young girls that we work with at the school, 16 years old, someone has something where they were kind of cornered or in a situation like that, and you have to get away. It's really scary. Every single person that I talk to has something like that has happened to them, and it's just, if you're not saved, like your dad was right there for you. In my case, I had a parent right there with me. One time a coworker and a boss at a job had saved me from something that could have been a little bit dangerous. It's like if you don't have those things, that's how these things happen.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. There is a predator, and there's nothing we can do about that. And that's the scary
And I
thing.
think this is sort of basically what happened. Like it really could have been anyone in Oakland County during this time.
Did they catch this person?
Okay, so I do have a list. The thing is, when I talked to my dad about this, because my dad was in his early 20s when this happened, he said that like they had an idea of who it was, and they sort of like kept an eye on him, but like there was no any serious like charges or arrests. And I think part of that, and here's my lawyer brain coming, is because there was only circumstantial evidence, and for probable cause and things like that, you'd need like direct proof, like a confession, or like videotapes and stuff. You need
and
like
back then
concrete
there's no
evidence.
DNA.
Oh
There's nothing.
Yeah, nothing back then.
Yeah, and like they have all these suspects, and what was really interesting about this is that they found like DNAs in cars, and they found another guy who had a DNA mitochondrial match to hair found on one of the girls' bodies. So it was either him or like a male relative on his mother's side. So like there are people who are connected to this that like they know about, but just because like maybe it was mishandled. I know lots of the families did think like this case was mishandled, where like there's really nothing they can do it.
Tell her. We talk about mishandled with Danny.
It's so, I said this last week. It's so important for the police officers to do their job at the beginning of a case, because if they don't, they screw it up. You know what I mean? I talked about the John Benet Ramsey case.
Oh,
I mean, them cops screwed that whole case
Do you know
up.
what case this is?
Of course.
The little girl John Benet?
Yes.
Okay.
So I agree with you. The cops need to handle it right away.
Yeah.
And I see so many mistakes anymore. It drives me insane. It drives me insane because it's make or break.
Yeah.
Them first cops on that scene need to secure that scene, or it's the case starts off bad.
Yeah, and the massive manhunt didn't really occur until the last one, Timothy King. He was the last one.
So wait, there were men and little boys and little girls?
Yeah, there were 2 girls and 2 boys. The boys, I'm gonna like keep it like here. Like it was interesting because like the boys, like they weren't just like killed. They had evidence of being actually abused, and the girls didn't have that. So it's very clear
Sexual abuse?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
The boys were, but the girls weren't. So it was just like
So
I just thought I think that was sort of like a tie to like I know that there was like one of the suspects that like one of the suspects actually named someone, but it was someone who was dead, and this was from there was a ring in Detroit, and this isn't conspiracy, like this is confirmed, and these people were caught.
Yeah,
this was a ring in the 70s, and they named someone Bobby Moore, who was a deceased member, and like they said, but and I mean, that's good, that's all fine and good, but you know, these parents, like what you said, the families just want they just want to know.
Yeah. And I love how the two of you, because I think we all agree, there's no closure. There will never be closure when people say, I just want closure on this. When you lose a family member to murder, or you and your family is completely
or even just missing or anything.
There will never ever be closure. So when people say, it's almost offensive to the family members, I think, to say we just would like closure on this. When you get a body back, and if it's bones or you just got someone's arm or a head, like this Gilgo Beach, you know, that they have someone's torso and stuff like that, you really think that's closure because they're getting to bury a casket? There is no such thing as closure, but answers to at least say this is what happened. Sometimes on these cases, though, I almost feel like myself, now thank goodness I've never been through this, but would you guys want to know?
I mean, I do think that this case is going to be solved in my lifetime, just because of...
No, I don't mean that. I mean, if it was like your child this happened to, I'm not sure I'd want to know the details.
Oh, not the gritty details. I just kind of would want to know like who did it, and like maybe
maybe who did it. Like, the thing is too, but that also builds a picture in your mind.
Yeah.
Like one of these Go-Go Beach girls, the mom even said on the she was on the news and she said she sees now the last face like her daughter saw before she died, and that's not the image she would want in her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want any image, but just to have an image is so like, I don't know. I would almost rather not know. I would never want like just someone missing and never knowing what happened. I'd need like an answer, but to know and to kind of be able to see a face and replay that, I don't know if my brain works that way. You guys are ADHD. You'll probably just figure out how to do something with that. I won't.
One thing I like that you brought up that I would look even in more as a detective. I'd look more into saying that this happened when it was snowing. Okay, you did say that, right?
Yeah, and there actually is a book that I think a journalist wrote, and I think she sort of wrote it with one of the oh my god,
that's okay.
One of the father of one of the victims, I think, sort of co-wrote it, and he was one who actually did most of like his own investigation after this, because he even did say because this case was covered on THS Investigates in the 2000s, where he said, I want to know who did this before I died, and unfortunately he did pass away in 2020, and so I really hope he found enough to give him something. Yeah.
Now, why would you say that about the snow?
Here's the thing: we always had burglaries when it rained.
You told me that.
Every time it rained, there was burglaries because it's not as quiet. Yeah, it's raining, it's thundering, and it's lightning, so the burglars could get into places without people hearing them. Yeah. It's so weird, and when it rains, it's darker. You ever notice that? It's darker out.
Like today here, when I left my house today, I'm like, oh, this is not like a Vegas day. The skies were gray. It was a gloomier, Well,
I used to drive around. I used to be midnight shift. Me and my partner, we'd drive around. I'd look at him and say, it's raining. We're going to have burglaries tomorrow. Yeah. And the next morning, man, there'd be burglaries because they did it when it was raining. It was loud, so people wouldn't hear them. It was just weird, but we would definitely 100% have burglaries when it's raining. Yeah. So that's something I would definitely look into. Why is he doing this when it's snowing, right?
Well, like Mary said,
why are they doing this? I really do think it was more than one person.
You do?
Yeah, because there was DNA from different people found, and also there was people saying, oh, this person was involved, and their DNA was sort of attached to it. And there was an interesting one where Christopher Butch, he was believed to kill the first one because when they looked through his house, it wasn't circumstantial, but it is circumstantial, but there was a sketch of a boy on his wall that looked a lot like the first victim that he drew, and it has a very the boy in the sketch has a very horrifying look on his face, and it just makes me so sad to think about because it really did look like it could be the first victim.
I'm definitely going to do a video on this. I'm going to research this case. Sure. Yeah, I mean it looks. I mean it's good. But the first thing when she talked about the snow, you know what my first thought was? Were these guys street workers? Were they city workers where they're plowing the streets and salting the streets? And listen, I worked with child abductions cases back where I was. I told you I was on a task force. Believe it or not, this is the scariest part. When they abduct children, they don't sit there and think, today I'm going out to abduct a kid.
It just happens.
They might think about it, but they don't say, today's the day. It's opportunity. So when you tell your kid not to walk alone, all that stuff, it's true. They'll see an opportunity. They'll see a kid and they'll abduct the kid.
I mean,
it's an opportunity.
But some of them do. Like pedophiles these days, they do sit near parks.
Oh, yeah.
Stalking the kids out. But
course.
I see what you're saying, though. But let's say no one's in that park. That person's probably going to go home and get a burger or whatever. Yes. But if there's a kid there lingering alone with no parent waiting for someone to pick them up, and there's an opportunity when opportunity knocks.
Yes.
That's kind of how it works.
Yes.
That is terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Just to think you can be anywhere. I mean, for us, too. I mean, I know men get abducted as well, but for
not often.
Mary and I, we could be just walking in a Target and it could be the day. You know,
they say don't be aware of your surroundings, especially on Fremont Street.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend won't even go down there. She hates it down there.
Yeah.
She hates
Guys, not a paid partnership from.
I do love it. Just be safe.
I just gotta go. Danny and I tell you every week how much we love Las Vegas, and there are a lot of things about Las Vegas that you have to be super, super careful. And honestly, Fremont Street is one of them. It is a fantastic place to go hang out for people that like to drink
and it's fun
and have a good time. So much fun, but be so careful if you're a parent and you're sending your child to Las Vegas. Tell them Fremont Street. Make sure they have grouped up with their friends or something.
And don't go off Fremont Street.
Don't go off. No.
2 questions. What do you got?
Oh, we got some questions. Okay.
Do you know Alex and Laura from Florida?
Alex and Laura from Florida.
No.
Do I know Alex and Laura? Do you know Alex and Laura?
No.
I know so many people. Okay. Hey, Alex and Laura from Florida. If we don't know, don't tell them Danny, mine, and Mary. No meds.
Have they gone over the PCA and MAP yet, or are they ignoring it because it clears BK?
Which one?
Oh, that's...
Have they gone over the PCA and MAP yet, or are they ignoring it because it clears BK? So I'm assuming it's with the guild.
No, BK is the... Yeah, Mike, you got to it's just getting there. There you go. There you go.
Wait. I don't know that one. Is that what
They're talking about that? That's the Idaho case. BK is Brian Colbert.
Oh, they see you and they Brian Colbert.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, let's answer that question.
Yeah.
Do you know this one, Mary?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The biggest thing is with the Brian Kohlberger case, there's conspiracy theorists out there, threefolds, okay? They believe, honestly, I've heard, if you saw my one video, the DoorDash guy gave the Kentucky Fried Chicken to the McDonald's guy, and then he gave it over to the Burger King guy, and then he went over and committed the murders. Honest to God, I want to scream. I want to scream.
Production team is cracking up right now. Oh my God.
But it's true. These people make up these stories. You know what I mean? Like, it was definitely not him. How do you know? I just know. How? How do you know?
And then you also get the
Sorry, I'm yelling.
You also get the psychics. There was that one lady who was like so convinced that it was like another professor at a different school.
Oh my God! Did you see that?
Yeah. I hope that professor sues. To be honest,
I think he did. He had to sue her. I mean, it was horrible.
At least for defamation of character. You cannot drag someone's name through the mud like that. You have to be very careful, especially this day and age in our cancel culture. You have to be really careful to drag someone's name like that. I saw that. Yes.
I mean, I feel like if you want to do the psychic thing, it's fine. I do think that it's possible that some people do have that gift, but you have to be so careful of that. It's like, oh, I'm seeing this. Do not name specific people.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have 1 minute to a break. In 1 minute, do we have another question there? Okay, yes. Danny is starting his fans only page.
Is that what somebody asked?
No, I was joking. Danny's going to have his fan only page. Mary, when we come back from commercial
There
break.
is no more break.
Oh,
we're done.
We're
We
done?
talked so much.
You are kidding me. We wrapped. This was awesome. Mary, thank you so much for having us on. Maybe we can hop on next week or the week after and finish some of this stuff up.
And I really hope you look into it because
I will.
Very fascinating.
I promise you.
Yeah. Fascinating case. Thank you so much for having us on. You were
Thanks
so
for having
informative.
me.
I did not know any of this, so this was really kind of cool. Guys, if you need to get in touch with me, Dawn Sullivan _
At the Crime Solver TikTok, best
ever. And also, guys, thank you so much for letting me utilize Danny's platform today for TikTok. I love you guys. His followers are like the coolest. You guys are the best. I read a lot of comments, and you guys are just really cool, supportive, awesome people. I'm glad you love Danny the way I love Danny. So that is so cool. And thank you so much for Destiny. Of course, Maria, social media shows, guys. Social media shows every week. Log on. Come and watch us, leave your comments, ask us questions. We're here live with you to always be able to answer your questions. And I will get to some of the questions on my Instagram as well, Dawn Sullivan _ what was the big question of the week? Nope, still not telling you how old I am. You guys will still have to figure that out. I will give you a hint though. We're giving you 2 hints this way. I was around for 100% rotary phones, and I was definitely around for the first, what are they called, Danny? Tapes that go into
oh my God, 8-track tapes.
Well, yeah, I've been around for 8-tracks. I've been around for 8-track tapes, and cars in my generation, when I was born, had something else other than an 8-track. So
and we didn't have air condition. There was no air condition.
We didn't?
I didn't have air condition. I must have been poor then, because I didn't have air. At my house, I didn't have air condition.
In the house?
I used to have a fan.
I had AC. Are you kidding?
Oh, I had
AC, a fan.
I had a fan.
Listen, global warming with a fan, but it was still hot. Like, didn't you?
But I lived in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, you lived in Pennsylvania. I keep forgetting. I'm picturing like the New York humidity and heat. You need AC or you will die. Guys, thank you so much again for tuning in to us. And please, next week, be here. Mary, thank you so much for having us. I'd love to have you back on the show at any time. So knowledgeable. As far as the law background, that'd be cool to get up with her on some of the stuff we talk about. We got to be careful though, because Danny might get us canceled. Okay, guys. See you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.